being a Texan is a good thing. It's a proud thing. We're proud to be Texans. We're also proud to be Republicans, and we're proud to be conservatives. But in the House of Representatives in Texas, things aren't looking like they should. What is the problem? Now we have all this Muslim insurgents going on across Texas, all these different mosques being built. Sharia law seems like it's about to take over. Is that really going to happen? Or is that just a lot of hype that we're seeing on social media? Joining me now is Bobby Eberle. He is a political strategist. He's a Republican, and he has a show called the 13-Minute News Hour. But yes, you can get an hour's worth of news, Bobby, in just 13 minutes. It's that easy, right?
I found a way to do it, man. But I appreciate being on, Brian. It's great to see you.
Yeah, good to see you again. You and I go back. I know you're a Texan. We talk about Texas politics quite a bit. What is going on in Texas right now? We'll play some sound from former Speaker Dade Phelan, and we'll talk about some of the issues. But what is the biggest issue right now? Why does it seem like the Texas House of Representatives is leaning more left than ever?
Well, right. It gets worse and worse and worse. And the thing is that Texas should be leading the way. You know, we're the biggest conservative state out there. We should be leading. We've got a great governor. We've got the state Senate that's doing the job. But I think just over the years, so many Democrats realized, hey, wow, we can't win if we don't switch over to the Republican Party. So you've got the Democrats being Democrats, and you've got Republicans being Democrats. And what it ends up doing is nothing to advance our conservative agenda. They try after each session to come back in with these flyers and say, look at all this conservative legislation we passed. Well, guess what? It's Texas. It should be conservative. You shouldn't have to put that on anything. You shouldn't have to sell the activists the base that you're doing a good job. And instead, it's liberal bill after liberal bill giving more and more power to the Democrats. We could go on and on about what's going on in Texas right now. I'll get to some of it. But yeah, in a nutshell, it is not as conservative, especially in the House, and something needs to be done.
Okay, let's listen to some piece of legislation, and I want to get your thoughts on this. Former Speaker Dade Phelan from the Beaumont area, very familiar with him. He's put something what is described as an anti-First Amendment bill. Take a listen to Salt 1, and we'll talk about it on the other side.
Representative Phelan, can you identify some of the specific types of political advertising that you think would be a crime under this bill?
Well, again, if you knowingly, with the intent to publish, to broadcast political advertising, including image and audio recording or video recording of an office holder or candidate's appearance, speech, or conduct that did not occur in reality.
Okay. Well, I mean, you know, it kind of sounds a little bit like pushing back on what would be considered a deep fake or fake news. I mean, what's your take on that?
My take is that these guys just don't know what they're talking about. This is like, I mean, especially when Gen Z, we're trying to reach out to Gen Z to bring the younger crowd in. They love political memes. They exist for reels and political memes and videos. And this goes after, the language is so broad that you start making fun of Dade Phelan, for example, or some of these other, you know, rhino Republicans, and you could find yourself in jail. And what's funny is that his office door right now is peppered with all sorts of political memes and photos of him that are doctored and altered. I guess he doesn't really have a mega mind head like they show on his desk, but that's on his door. But that's some of the things you'll see right now if you look. But this is what's going on. I mean, there was an outrage because they tried to pass a resolution for a Planned Parenthood activist. That finally got pulled. But they are pushing DEI. They've expanded the budget. They've expanded government. They brought in a DOGE component that actually spends more money than it takes away. So it's just outrageous. And in the meantime, Republican priorities such as election integrity, those are languishing. Property tax relief, they haven't addressed that at all. Nothing is being done. Yet Democrats are being given more power, and we see the results in bill after bill after bill.
Let's toss to SOT number 2. You talked about memes. I've been told that I've got a 4-finger forehead. That's just what I've been told, Bobby. I don't know if that's true. I think it's more like 5. I don't mind making fun of myself.
looking
But
good,
listen
Brian.
to SOT 2. Well, listen to SOT 2, and let's discuss it on the other side.
I got a big forehead. I'd love for my forehead to be a little bit smaller, but that wouldn't be reality. I'd like to be 6'2". That wouldn't be reality, right? So let the voters know exactly what they're getting every time they go to the ballot box. So why anyone would want to operate in the shadows is beyond me.
I don't want to operate in the shadows.
Well, good. Vote for 366 and you won't be operating in the shadows. Put a disclosure on any mail piece you put out there that says, this is fake. I'm lying to you, voter.
But if someone makes your forehead larger than it should be, I don't think that they should be subject to jail time for that. This is an overreach.
I mean, there's been some really spicy debates on the congressional floor, and I've been witness to that. But that's some pretty good stuff there. But I do see their point. Like, should someone be, handcuffed and thrown in jail for pushing out a mail piece that might not exactly look like the real thing? Look what they've done to President Trump for the last 4 years. They have made fun of that man
Trump's
in every
severed
which way
head and
Sunday.
things like that. But I had no idea that this is actually a forehead protection bill. That's what it seems like they're doing right there. But I tell you what, if you just do a quick search on the internet, you're going to see some exploded, extremely large head memes right there. And I had no idea that the true motivation was to protect himself from stuff like that. But again, this is just one of many misguided, misplaced bills that just spend money, they attack our freedoms, and they don't represent Texas conservative values. And that's what it's all about. We, again, are supposed to be the beacon in the United States of conservative legislation, that can-do spirit, being Texan first and then being American, as you alluded to. And in the Texas House, it's completely upside down.
Okay, we've got about a minute left, Bobby. I've seen this all over social media. The Sharia law taking over, possibly taking over Texas, all these Muslim major communities being built. What do you know about that? And am I exaggerating? Am I kind of reading too much into this? Or is that really a threat or a possibility happening in Texas?
No, I don't think you're reading too much into it at all. And we always have to be vigilant. Again, this is a country that's built on Judeo-Christian values, and we should never be afraid to promote those values, embrace those values, and celebrate those values. More and more times you're seeing holidays, Christian holidays, being set aside because of lack of inclusion. Well, this is the United States of America. We're a Christian nation. We should be proud of that. We should stand up for it, and we should fight for that. I mean, what you see on colleges and universities, it's not just in Texas. They are putting in limitations that restrict free speech, and they have a strong anti-Christian bias, and we're seeing that in Texas as well in some of these. I want us to stand strong. I want us to support our faith. I'm a theologian as well as an aerospace engineer, and it is a very important part of who we are as Americans. We should always stand up for it and never be afraid to defend it.
Bobby Eberle, host of the 13-Minute News Hour, joining us tonight. How can somebody get more information, follow you on social media?
All social media is Bobby Eberle 13, and please tune into the 13-Minute News Hour. We'll have a new show on Monday evening.
There you go. Bobby, thank you so much for joining us. I appreciate it.
Thanks a lot.
All right, friends, thanks again for tuning in. I really appreciate it. And before you go, please hit that subscribe button above. Once you do, tell your friends, share it, spread the word about the 13-Minute News Hour so we can keep growing. And for more great content, check out these videos right here, and I'll see you next time.